Today we're building the ninja newcomer to the Street Fighter roster, Kimberly Jackson. Step 1 in any character build is your character's concept, but before we get into that, this is just a little reminder to hit the subscribe button and like this video. At 100 subscribers, I'll detail my own homebrew world in which I run the game. Anyway, as far as character concept goes, Kimberly should be a stealthy and very intelligent ninja. She's good at most things, and so skill proficiencies are a must. And while I don't believe an actual teleport is viable, we'll make sure she's able to harass with deceptive feints and an uncanny ability to close the distance. In combat, she's fast and nimble, and able to open you up with the right move and is hard to get away from. Another integral part of her kit is her smoke bomb, so I want to get those in there too. Let's see if we can translate this character into Pathfinder 2nd edition. Surprising no one, Kimberly's ancestry is human. Humans in Pathfinder are inventive and ambitious, typically translating into extra feats, which we'll be taking advantage of. Firstly, we'll choose Intelligence and Dexterity as her ancestry ability boosts. Next, her heritage will be versatile, giving her access to the pickpocket feat, letting you steal things from right under an enemy's nose without the usual -5 penalty to do so. Choose the Natural Ambition ancestry feat to get the level 1 class feat Nimble Dodge, letting you use a reaction to dodge an attack, raising your AC by 2. Her background is Martial Disciple of Acrobatics. Her ability boosts will be Dexterity and Intelligence. With this background, Kim gets the Catfall feat, a feat that negates more and more fall damage as you level up your acrobatics proficiency. And now on to class. Kimberly is a rogue of the Thief Racket, which allows her to add her dexterity modifier to damage rolls. She, like all rogues, gets access to Sneak Attack, an ability that adds 1d6 precision damage to enemies that are flat-footed. This damage increases every 4 levels. Rogues also have Surprise Attack, letting you start battle with your enemies flat-footed depending on a stealth or deception initiative roll. Dexterity is what we'll be choosing as her class boost, as per the Thief Racket. Kimberly's class feat allows you to bait for a whiff punish with overextending feint. This feat allows you to impose a -2 circumstance penalty to an enemy's attack rolls. Her skill feat will be Lengthy Diversion. If you crit a check to create a diversion, you can remain hidden even after doing so. Finally, let's finish off level 1 with our last 4 ability scores and skill training. For ability scores, choose Constitution, Dexterity, Intelligence, and Charisma. By the end of character creation, Kimberly should be trained in Acrobatics, Athletics, Crafting, Deception, Diplomacy, Medicine, Nature, Occultism, Performance, Society, and Thievery. With character creation done, let's see how well we realize this concept. Kimberly is crazy smart with 11 skill proficiencies, and pretty good at all of those things for her level. Her smoke bombs are still a level away, which is unfortunate, but I like how we realize her so far. Let's build her up to 20 and see how she ends up. At level 2, we choose our first skill increase. Make Kimberly an expert in acrobatics. Instead of a rogue class feat, choose the Alchemist Dedication feat so that you can have access to her signature smoke bombs. Firstly, since we've already gotten trained in crafting, use skill training to get training in survival. The Alchemist Dedication gives you daily reagents to craft your bombs and the ability to craft items during your daily preparations. Your skill feat is Rolling Landing. If you fall without taking damage, this feat gives you the ability to burn your reaction to move. You start out just being able to step after a landing, but if you become a master in acrobatics, you can move up to your full speed, and at Legendary, this movement doesn't trigger reactions. Our level 3 skill increase will be given to Stealth, making us an expert in it. Kimberly's general feat will be Specialty Crafting in Alchemy, giving you a bonus to crafting alchemical items. Your skill feat this level is Quiet Allies. If you're avoiding notice and your allies are following the expert, the entire group can roll 1 skill check instead of compounding chances to fail, using the lowest modifier. Level 4 starts with another skill increase. Go ahead and become an expert in Deception. Our class feat gets Kimberly her Hard Knockdown. The harder they fall lets you do 1d6 damage automatically when you trip a flat-footed character. On a critical, you also do your Sneak Attack damage. Now let's add her Teleport move. The skill feat Fleeing Diversion allows you to use a reaction to hide, sneak, or step after you create a diversion. Level 5 means another skill increase. Become an expert in warfare lore so you can even better inspect the battlefield or understand a tactic. You also get 4 ability boosts here. Put them in Dexterity, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. Since you upped your Intelligence, you can also become trained in a new skill, so go ahead and choose Arcana. At this level, go ahead and get an Ancestry feat and choose Sense Allies. With this, you'll never be surprised by the location of an ally, since any willing creature within 60 feet of you cannot be undetected. Should be easy to avoid blowing up your friends with your bombs in that case. Your skill feat is Steady Balance. With this, you roll criticals instead of successes when you use the balance action. You also aren't flat-footed while doing this, and you can use your acrobatics check instead of a reflex save to grab a ledge. All rogues get weapon tricks, making you an expert in all weapons you're currently proficient in. And if you crit with any of those weapons, you now have the critical specialization for said weapon. As an unarmed character, Kimberly will be doing this with her fists more than anything. That means when Kimberly crits, the target must succeed a fortitude save against your class DC or be slowed 1 until the end of your turn. Level 6 begins with another skill increase, so become an expert in athletics. The class feat we're getting this time is going to be Skirmish Strike. With a single action you can step and then strike, or strike and then step. Slippery Prey is your skill feat this time. This feat lowers the multiple attack penalty for your escape checks. Once you're legendary in acrobatics or athletics, you no longer have a penalty to subsequent attempts to escape. Level 7 starts like all rogue levels with a skill increase. At this point, become a master in acrobatics. Your level 7 general feat is Expeditious Search. This allows you to search an area at your normal speed rather than half. We'll also choose the skill feat Kip Up, which lets you stand up from prone as a free action. All rogues get Evasion, Vigilant Senses, and Weapon Specialization. Evasion causes you to become a master in reflex saves, and you now get a critical success instead of a normal one on such saves. Vigilant Senses makes you a master in Perception, and Weapon Specialization makes you do 2 extra damage with weapons and unarmed attacks in which you are an expert. This damage increases to 3 if you're a master, and 4 if you're legendary. Level 8 skill increase is in Stealth, where we become a master. Your class feat is Nimble Roll. This allows you to use Nimble Dodge on reflex saves instead of just the original trigger. Furthermore, if that roll goes in your favor, you can stride up to 10 feet as part of the reaction. Our skill feat will be Swift Sneak, giving you the ability to sneak at your full speed. Level 9 is pretty skill heavy. Our normal skill increase will be used to become a master in athletics. After that, choose the Ancestry feat Natural Skill. This allows you to become trained in 2 skills of your choice. We're only untrained in 2 skills, so choose Intimidation and Religion so you can have a proficiency in everything, since Kimberly is good at everything. The skill feat this time is Wall Jump, allowing her to jump once from wall to wall. All rogues get Great Fortitude, making their proficiency rank in Fortitude saves Expert, and Debilitating Strike, an ability that allows you to enfeeble a target or slow a target down if you hit them while they're flat-footed. Use your level 10 skill increase to become an expert in Thievery. Kimberly's ability boosts will be in Dex, Con, Intelligence, and Charisma. Instead of a class feat, choose the Dedication feat Quick Alchemy. This allows you to use a single action to mix one of your infused reagents quickly into an alchemical item that lasts until the end of your next turn. Tumbling Theft will be our skill feat this level. If you tumble through an enemy square, you can attempt to steal something off of them with a +1 circumstance bonus. Level 11 brings another skill increase. This time become a master in Thievery. The general feat we gain will be Incredible Scout. When scouting as an exploration activity, you give a party a +2 to initiative rather than +1. Our skill feat this time will be Quick Unlock, which changes picking a lock from 2 actions to 1. All level 11 rogues get Rogue Expertise, which makes you an expert in your class DC. Level 12 gives us Mastery in Deception and the Slippery Secrets skill feat. This allows you to make a deception check against a magical spell or effect that would try to read your thoughts, detect if you're lying, or reveal your true intentions. We also gain Spring from the Shadows class feat. As an action, if you're hidden from a creature, you can stride up to your entire speed and strike at that creature. Level 13 makes Kimberly an expert in crafting, which will help with the bombs she's surely making in downtime between adventure. Her Ancestry feat this time will be Stubborn Persistence. If you would become fatigued, you can attempt a DC 17 flat check. On a succeed, you aren't. This could theoretically help if you're up for days, but the GM decides how often you attempt to check if you're fatigued because you haven't rested. Gain the Quick Climb skill feat so you can add another 5 to 10 feet from your climb distance when you make a climb check. Once you become legendary in athletics, you won't have to worry about all that since you'll have a climb speed equal to your land speed. Rogues generally get a lot at level 13. Firstly, with Master Tricks, you become a master in weapons you're proficient in. With Improved Evasion, your reflex save rank goes up to Legendary, and if you crit fail a reflex save, you simply fail, and on a failure, you only ever take half damage. Next, you get Incredible Senses. With this, your perception goes up to Legendary. And finally, with Light Armor Expertise, you become an expert in light armor and unarmored defense. Who knew? Become a master in crafting with your level 14 skill increase. With another dedication feat, grab Basic Concoction and the Quick Bomber feat. Now throwing your bombs is one action, making this option a bit more viable in combat without a bandolier. The Technical Crafter is your skill feat. Whenever you craft an alchemical item, you get a critical success on the crafting roll instead. At level 15, our skill increase is to become Legendary in Stealth. Put this level's ability boosts in Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. Normally, with an increase to Intelligence, we'd be able to choose another skill to train in, but Kimberly is already trained in everything. See if your GM will allow a lore feat to be here. Our general feat this time will be Legendary Sneak. This means that in exploration mode, you're always avoiding notice unless you say that you aren't. You can also take hide and sneak actions without any cover. With the skill feat Foil Senses, whenever you do take these actions, you're also hiding from those with Sense or Tremor Sense, any other sense that would allow you to be able to hide from them. All rogues at this point get double debilitation, allowing you to put both debilitating debuffs available to you on your enemies. You also get greater weapon specialization. You do 4 extra damage with weapons you're an expert with, 6 with weapons you're a master with, and 8 extra damage with weapons you are legendarily proficient in. Level 16 starts with, you guessed it, another skill increase. This time you become a legendary in acrobatics. With this, you no longer take any fall damage from the catfall feat. The skill feat Reconstruct the Scene is an interesting one. Basically, you have the ability to spend 1 minute checking out a small location, after which you're able to know any interesting thing about said room, such as if blood or drinks were spilled, what kind of cloak someone who passed through might have been wearing, or how many people came through this area in a certain amount of time. You also gain Water Sprint, which allows you to run across surfaces that would normally not hold your body weight. You do have to end your turn on solid ground, however, and you have to move in a straight line though, otherwise you'll fall. At least until you're legendary in athletics. At level 17, you become legendary in athletics. And with the ancestry feat Bounce Back, you can, once per day as a free action, decide not to increase your wounded condition when you lose the dying condition. You can also grab the skill feat Cloud Jump. Using extra actions, this will allow you to jump up to 90 feet on a successful DC 20 leap. All rogues get Slippery Mind. You gain master rank in will saves and get a critical success instead of a normal success. Level 18 comes with its skill increase. Become legendary in thievery and take the legendary thief skill feat. If you take a full minute to do so, you can steal even the shirt off of a man's back. You do have a -5 penalty to that check, and any onlookers may not notice you, but they do notice the city guard's full plate suddenly going missing. Our class feat is another dedication feat. Take Expert Alchemy, making your Advanced Alchemy level 5. Become legendary in Deception with your level 19 skill increase. Take the general feat True Perception. From this point, you are under the effects of a 6th level True Seeing spell, with your perception modifier used to counteract any illusions. Take the hilariously low level but still thematic skill feat Streetwise, allowing you to roll a society check instead of diplomacy to gather information without the time investment at a higher DC. At this level, your society is only +1 over your diplomacy, but the option's there for you. All rogues get Master Strike. This is a free action that allows you to impose a fortitude check on a flat-footed creature you've attacked and dealt damage to. On a critical success, nothing happens. On a success, the target is enfeebled to 2 until the end of your next turn. On a failure, the target is paralyzed for 4 rounds, and if they manage to critically fail the check, they are either paralyzed for 4 rounds, knocked unconscious for 2 hours, or just outright killed. Your choice. You also get Light Armor Mastery, which gives you the master rank in light armor and unarmored defense. Our final skill increase at level 20 is to become an expert in society. The ability scores we choose this time will be Strength, Constitution, Wisdom, and Charisma. Given that Kimberly is a much more in-your-face fighter than most rogues, I felt the rogue capstone, Hidden Paragon, wasn't the best fit. Instead, take the archetype feat Master Alchemy. This raises your advanced alchemy level to 15, allowing you to make some of the more terrifying alchemical items in the game. We'll also choose the Inventor's skill feat, not the dedication, giving you access to even more common formulas for you to try out in different situations. Now that we're all leveled up, let's take a look at her stats. At the suggestion of a few people in the comments, I'll be using the automatic bonus progression to keep her up to speed. At level 20, Kimberly's ability modifiers are Strength at 1, Dexterity at 5, Constitution at 4, Intelligence at 5, Wisdom at 4, and Charisma at 4. Her AC is 44 and her HP is 248. Her saving throws top off at 31 for Fortitude, 37 for Reflex, and 32 for Will. Her unarmored attack does 4d4 plus 7 damage, and to avoid listing all of her skills, I'll just talk about the most relevant ones for the build. Kimberly's Perception is a plus 35, her Acrobatics is a plus 36, and her Athletics is a plus 32. Crafting is at a plus 33, her Deception is plus 34, and her Thievery is plus 34 as well. Even then, her lowest skills are at plus 25, making her capable of rolling most of the checks needed in the game. As a legend in Perception, Thievery, and Stealth, she's a perfect example of a trap-finding rogue in any adventuring party. Not to mention with her alchemy, she has access to both terrifying bombs and godsend salves. She's also generally terrifying in combat, with both her free hands and having legendary saves in acrobatics and athletics. Enemies will have a hard time keeping her from grappling, tripping, and blowing them up with blight bombs. And that is Kimberly Jackson, the Bishinryu master from Street Fighter 6.